Now before today's guide, if you want to earn V-Bucks, gift cards, and more just for playing Fortnite, be sure to check out today's sponsor, Playvig. Playvig is free to download on PC and basically lets you complete quests, compete in contests, and more, all in some of your favorite games like Fortnite, Hearthstone, Rocket League, and more. Like for example, this Weekend Warrior won recently in Fortnite, you could earn tons of coins. And then guys, these coins can be redeemed in the shop for PayPal, which can be used for V-Bucks obviously, gift cards, gaming merch, and a ton more. I mean, just look at all of this stuff. So if you want to check it out, guys, there will be a link to download it in the description below, so be sure to click on that, and thanks to them for supporting the channel by sponsoring this video. But getting back into the video, guys, yes, we have this week's challenges to go over, the Team Spirit challenges, and although a lot of these have to do around maybe helping out teammates and things like that, for a lot of them you don't actually have to be in a squad, and I'll show you the best ways, tips, tricks, and secrets to get these challenges done, the normal and the prestige ones, even if you're playing solo. And on top of that, we're also going to be going over this week's secret stars, so it should be a very helpful video. And speaking of which, if you do find it helpful, be sure to hit that like button down below. Helps me out a bunch and I appreciate it a ton. And also comment what tier or season level you guys are at, because I'm curious to see. And without further ado here, let's jump on into it, guys. And actually, before we get into the first challenge, just real quick for those of you who are maybe curious what items you're going to be unlocking from the normal and prestige challenges, you do get this glider right here, which is pretty fancy. You get that from the normal challenges, and then once you get into the prestige ones, you get a special emoticon, which isn't anything too crazy, but you do also get a style for I'm forgetting the exact name of the skin, but it's this style right here that you can see on screen. So pretty interesting overall. But first challenge we've got is play matches with a friend. Okay, so starting it out here, this one you do actually have to find a teammate to play with or get a friend to play with, but a lot of the ones after this you can actually do solo, and I'll show you how. So you know what, maybe we should just go ahead and skip that one, because you know it's pretty straightforward, and you do just maybe have to bug a friend to play with you, maybe get them to download Fortnite on their phone or something real quick, and then they can join with you in a match, and you can play a few matches or something like that. Go for some other challenges with this as well. Try and knock out two birds with one stone. But after that then, guys, you have got assist teammates with eliminations. Now this one, I'm pretty sure you do not actually need to be in a squad with anybody. For this one, the best way to go about doing it is to simply hop into a Team Rumble match. In Team Rumble, it is super easy to get this done, and we've had assist type challenges in the past, and I've done my challenges like that in Team Rumble, and it has worked amazing. Basically, you go into a match, just find some enemies and simply hit them like once and then move on. Wait for your teammates to eliminate them. Sometimes I would come back and eliminate that player, and I would get the assist for assisting myself. But either way, Team Rumble is by far the best way to go about doing this. Now on top of that, before you actually go into the match, you can also go ahead and maybe try to do this one or help other people with this one out as well. It is basically pet a teammate's pet. Now the reason I say to maybe put a pet on as well is because a good way to get this done solo is to hop into Team Rumble or any match right off the start of the game and hope to find somebody else trying to help out with this challenge as well. So if you have the pet back bling on, you can maybe help some people out, maybe get some people running to you that also happen to have the pet back bling on and trying to do that challenge too. But at the very beginning of the match, when you're on that starting island, you know, you can run around looking for somebody with a pet back bling, and if you don't know how to actually pet a pet, that's confusing to say, you simply go up to it and hold the use button, whatever you have it on your controller or keyboard. It's very simple, but yeah, that's the way I recommend doing that. Keeping it going here with the next challenge then, let's talk about how to heal a teammate with a chug splash in different matches in the fastest way possible. So there are actually two ways that I would recommend to find chug splashes very, very fast, and that's the main tough part about this challenge. The other part about it, you know, just finding a teammate is very simple, especially when you go into Team Rumble. You can just run up to one of your teammates, use a chug splash, and there you go, you got part of the challenge done. However, to find chug splashes, one of the first things I would recommend is to, again, obviously go into Team Rumble, but maybe go over to the pressure plant. It depends on where the circle is. You do want to be close to the circle, but the pressure plant is great because you can fly around and look for blue rarity items, and if you happen to find one, a lot of the times it can actually be a chug splash, and that is a very fast way to find chug splashes. Now the second way that is really, really good at finding these is to use the trick that I've shown you guys a bunch to find supply drops in Team Rumble. So as a quick reminder of how you do that, simply wait for the first storm moving timer to get to 4 minutes, and at that time take a look at the mini map, because a bunch of supply drops will show up on the map. Then you can simply fly over to them, open them up, and a lot of the times they do contain this item, as you can see right here. And then again, run over to a teammate, use the chug splash, and that is how you get this challenge done. But then after that, guys, you have to mark an uncommon, rare, and epic item. Now this one actually goes hand in hand with the challenge I just showed you, because you can do it very, very easily at the pressure plant. This is by far the best way to do it, but you can go to other locations. I just think that the pressure plant is super easy because you can see so much of the loot around. You can move around in between them super fast, and like for example here, you can see in this video me finding a purple, blue, and green rarity item like super fast. So yeah, that's a good way of doing it. And then for the challenge after that, you have got deal combined damage with your squad or duo. For this one, you know, you can just go into solo squads or something like that if you really want to. I would for sure recommend squads. That's way easier because you have 4 teammates that can deal damage instead of just 2 in duos. So that is the faster way to do it and to get this challenge done. And 250 damage each is a little bit tough in the normal modes, so I'm wondering if you can actually do this in Team Rumble as well. And I think you can solo queue into a squad in Team Rumble, right? So it's worth a try doing that because getting damage in Team Rumble is way easier than normal modes for sure, 100%. So yeah, but then keeping it going here, you do have revive a teammate in different matches, so maybe it is worthwhile to try and do solo squads and not Team Rumble and just, you know, try and work on these 2 challenges at the same time. But at the same time, something you can just do is get together with a friend in a duos match, build up a little bit, knock yourself, have your teammate revive you, and then your teammate can do the same, and then you can revive them. Do that in 3 different matches, and you get this challenge done. That's probably the easiest way to go about doing it, but again, you do need some communication with your teammates. But if you do want to just do solo squads, I mean, there's bound to be opportunities to revive a teammate anyways, so there's multiple ways to get this challenge done for sure. But yeah, guys, that's it for the normal challenges. So before we get into it with the prestige ones, let's talk about the secret star location for the loading screen this week. So the loading screen is this one right here, I'm pretty sure. And with this challenge, I think you need to actually unlock the loading screen first before the secret star shows up on the map. I'm not 100% sure about that yet, but it is something to keep in mind. But as for the location of the star, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below because I post these guides every single week, helping you out with the challenges all in one video. And if you don't want to miss those guides, being subscribed and having notifications turned on is the best way to know about them. But yeah, as for the location of the star, you basically want to go to the new location or returning location, Greasy Grove. One of my favorite locations by far. I absolutely love Greasy Grove. Once you go there, you want to find your way to the taco restaurant, whatever you want to call it. Go into the front entrance and then take a right and find this area between like the seats and stuff, and the star will show up right there. So yeah, very simple. Just keep in mind there is like a requirement, like you need the loading screen. I think that's it, but again, I need to double check, but I am pretty sure that the star will show up right there. Keeping it going here though, guys, we have got the prestige challenges to talk about, and the first of which is to finish top 20 with a friend, which is pretty much the same thing as the first challenge for the normal challenges. However, finishing top 20. Now, something that I think may actually help with this is to go into squads. I don't know if Team Rumble actually counts for any of this. It might actually, I don't know, because technically there's only 2 teams, so it's pretty easy to get top 20. But in squads, it should work because, well, teams of 4, there's probably going to be around like 24 teams a game. So getting top 20 should be fairly easy in one of those modes. So yeah, that's what I recommend for that. But keeping it going here, you also have assist teammates with eliminations in a single match. That, again, you just go into Team Rumble. It's very easy. It doesn't even really matter which item you use. Just, again, do what I showed you earlier. Find people on the enemy team. Just hit them like once and then leave them be because your teammates can go ahead and eliminate them. And even sometimes you can maybe go back and eliminate them. Sometimes it works where it actually counts for an assist like for you, but I don't exactly know how that works, so it's a little bit confusing. But then moving on here, guys, you have use a launch pad in squads or duos. For this one, you don't actually have to be playing on a team, it appears, so that's actually fairly easy. So you can just go into solo squads, solo duos, and then go around looking for launch pads. Now, what I would recommend is, again, going towards the pressure plant and then flying around looking for whatever is purple, and then hopefully you can find a launch pad early on. But then on the other hand, you can also try and look for supply drops. Now, I'm not an expert on supply drops in modes other than Team Rumble, but if you can find one, those like a ton of the time have launch pads in them. Like here's just an example from Team Rumble when I opened one. As you can see, they do tend to have a lot of launch pads. But yeah, keeping it going here, you then have heal a teammate with a cozy campfire in different matches. So the best way to go about doing this one is to go into Team Rumble if you want to do it solo. Obviously, that works out pretty well because if you can find a campfire, you can just go up to a teammate and then place it next to them, and that will most of the time count for the challenge. I do think it actually has to heal them, so you may have to try and find a teammate that has gotten hit a little bit and then heal them after that. But it is possible to do it in Team Rumble if you really want to. And then for actually finding campfires, again, go to the pressure plant. You can usually tend to find them around there if you just fly around around for a little bit. And then also I think supply drops tend to have them a lot of the time as well. And as you guys know, there are tons of supply drops in Team Rumble, so that should be pretty easy. Keeping it going here though with the next challenge, you have mark a chest, a shield item, and a healing item in a single match. Now this one is very easy if you know how to go about doing it, and it is very similar to the one where you have to mark different rarity items. So with that being said, the way that I would recommend going about doing this one is to again go towards the pressure plant. That is right guys, it is super easy to get this challenge done because you can just go over to a chest, find one of those, make sure to mark it, whatever button that is for you, and then you can even maybe open up that chest, see if you can find a shield or some bandages, mark one of those, and then fly around a little bit more and find whatever else you need. Now I will say for healing, I think whatever maybe heals like your green HP counts. I'm not 100% sure, but obviously like med kits, bandages, and then maybe like chug splashes and slurp juices would work. I'm not 100% sure again, but hey, they're worth a try. I mean, all you have to do is ping them, and then you can pretty much have this challenge done. And then we've got two more challenges here, guys. You have got deal combined damage with your squad or duo in a single match. So for this one, again, I would recommend to do squads because that is pretty easy to get this challenge done. And also, again, try out Team Rumble if you're having a tough time with it. Again, I'm not 100% sure if it works. I mean, I think it might, but at the same time, I'm sort of like 50-50 on whether or not it would work, but it's still worth a try because getting this done in Team Rumble is super easy. Pretty much one player or one teammate can get this done for the rest of the squad. And then for the final challenge of this video, guys, you have got reboot a teammate, which is pretty easy. You simply go to a reboot van after your teammate has gotten eliminated and you've picked up their card. You then bring it to the reboot van and revive them like that. However, you can have your teammate eliminate themselves and then try and get the challenge done that way. And honestly, that should be pretty easy overall. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. If you found it helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more challenge guide videos coming out soon. And on top of that, guys, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, going over how the Fortnite Times It event was canceled. And then below that, my previous week's challenge guide if you still need that one. But again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.